What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with VR Game Rankings, and of course, I was really hoping that Magic Leap might actually... Wait, I think I made a mistake on my audio here. Hold on a second. Okay. No, we got our microphone. I had a different microphone going as well. Okay, so today is August 8th. And it is the year 2018. Stephen McDougal is in the house. Jason H., what is up? And so, yeah, I was hoping that this was going to be a really big thing. And I was hoping that Magic Leap actually was going to wait until 8:08 Pacific time. And I went to bed last night. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to wake up at like 5 in the morning. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get up at my normal time, and if everything is already out there, everything is already out there. And that's what's happened. So we know a lot about Magic Leap 1 now. There's a lot of videos that are going on. There's a lot of information that is leaking out. And I got to admit that I'm kind of scrambling here, trying to find out everything that's going on, grabbing various videos and various trailers and whatnot. And basically, so we know the price, $2,295. $2,295. So a lot of us, had a prediction of 2,000, and a lot of people had a prediction of 2,500. And so Magic Leap decided to come in right in between. And Chris Cox is saying, have I seen the Verge video? Yes, I have seen the Verge video. In fact, I can throw that video on the screen right here. And, that is Addie Robertson of the Verge. And I really like Addie because Addie is very similar to a lot of the tested, to the tested guys. I haven't seen a tested video. I don't know if they have a video yet. But Addie is similar to Norman Chan and Jeremy and everybody from Tested in that she's super into all of this stuff. Like, she's hyper nerd into these kinds of things, but she's cautiously optimistic, and she is not going to be blown away by smoke and mirrors. And for her, the rubber meets the road. When she actually gets her hands on the experience, she actually tries the experience. And so basically, to make a long story short, Addie Robertson of The Verge was not that impressed. Let's go ahead and we can watch a little bit of this game, of this trailer here. Not a game trailer, but of this The Verge video. Let's just peek in on it for a second.
Firsthand.
Yeah, so Plantation, Florida.
Now, I am way more hyped than the average person about Magic Leap, and I tried to keep those expectations in perspective. But I know people who have seen a lot of VR and AR, and they love this headset. So I was really hoping I would feel the same way. This is the Magic Leap 1 Creator Edition. Okay, so the Magic Leap 1 does look and feel great. The main part's a headset called Lightwear. It connects to a miniature computer called...
The interesting thing, watching all these videos that I've seen today, we've seen the Magic Leap 1 headset on a lot of different people's heads, and it looks a lot more normal than I thought it was. And then also, you're seeing these images there. Do you see those two square things that are on the lenses? It's very HoloLens-like. It's obvious this is a HoloLens product. I do like how it opens up like that to adjust. And we have seen, there's 5 different nose pieces, and apparently, like, these different nose bridges are very important to the experience because you have to have it positioned just so. We've heard also that the room cannot be too dark and it can't be too light, so it does require some light. Let's listen to this part right here, though.
Standards, but it's not exactly a world of realistic holograms.
This is the Debbie Downer part.
The Magic Leap 1's field of view is noticeably limited.
I like the orange one.
It has a 50-degree field of view compared to around 110 degrees for your average VR headset. So if you're standing in a room full of virtual objects, you can only see them in one patch of the room at a time. The rest just looks a little dimmer than usual, thanks to the Lightwear's dark lenses. you could see this tree up close or this grass. But to see both, you'd have to stand back until the whole scene fit into Magic Leap's equivalent of a virtual screen. When you're just trying to enjoy the experience, this all gets pretty distracting. I checked out several different Magic Leap demos, including an art program, apps from Wayfair and the New York Times, and a real version of that steampunk robot fighting game. Magic Leap released some footage of these apps, including its painting app and an underwater musical landscape.
Yeah, the jellyfish obviously look a lot different from the original video that we saw. The jellyfish look very much different. And we're seeing all these different little computer animated things that, you know, brand new that we've never seen before that they're kind of showing. And it is a bit disappointing, man. I thought, you know, with this Tegra X2 chip that was in there, I mean, that it's beyond the chip that is in the Nintendo Switch. And they don't have to create an entire scene. You know, they're not creating an entire scene. They're just putting digital objects in your field of view. I'm wondering, why wouldn't these things look a lot better? But one of the problems is them actually conveying it to us. And so there were a couple official Magic Leap trailers that we did get. And so why don't I go ahead and throw one of those on. And so it's by Magic Leap Studios. It's called Project Create. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. We can talk about this right after. Let's check it out. Magic Leap Create. So that is Project Create, and this is one of the videos that Magic Leap has officially released. And if you check out all the different stories that have been released today as far as Magic Leap, like Engadget, Verge, Wired, you know, everybody's different story, a lot of them are using footage from this trailer because apparently one of the rules for all the press that came to Plantation, Florida to try this out is they were not allowed to film anything like going on in the cameras. So basically people were just able to describe some of the demos that they had. And so we see this guy here, he's playing with the T-Rex on the tabletop. Of course, we saw a T-Rex with HoloLens that looked quite a bit more realistic than that. The jellyfish look a lot different from that other jellyfish video that we saw. The other jellyfish video that we saw, it seemed like the jellyfish were more realistic looking jellyfish. This time, everything is a lot more cartoony, a lot more polygonal, very simplistic with the polygons. One thing we did find out about, though, in a lot of the news pieces that have come out, is people have actually played Dr. Gorbort's Invaders, like the real Dr. Gorbort's Invaders, which is different from the video that we saw, but we don't have any footage of that, so we don't know what that looks like yet. Let me go ahead and jump back into chat, see what people are talking about. Chris Cox, once again, have you seen the Verge video? I think he's talking about Addie Robertson. She was a bit of a Debbie Downer in her impressions. Supersonic Station is checking in. Jablo is in the building. Supersonic Station says Magic Leap fail. It's interesting, you know, I don't know that we can say Magic Leap fail, but it just seems like HoloLens, another HoloLens. You know, not a world-changing event here. Jim Hall is saying, morning. Is this a breaking news show? Well, Jim, it would be if I got up at 5 in the morning and did all of this live when it would be 5 in the morning Pacific time. If I did all of this live, it really would have been a breaking news thing, and it would have been kind of cool. And I was hoping they would delay it until Pacific time. 5 in the morning, well, 5 in the morning, 8 in the morning Eastern is very early to release all this news, but they went ahead and did it because they wanted to do it at their local standard time in Florida. Jay Pace is saying $2,295 plus tax plus shipping. You must have a U.S. zip code to purchase one, and you need to be living in a handful of selected cities. Really? Oh, I didn't hear about that. I haven't read all the details. Like, you guys probably know more about this stuff than I do, honestly, because I've been trying to grab videos and pictures and things like that. Jablo says, don't know exactly why, but I am zero hyped for Magic Leap. It seems kind of useless so far. Well, Jablo, if somebody said, hey, do you want this HoloLens? You'd be like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need your HoloLens. Magic Leap is basically another HoloLens. Is it better in certain ways? It is, because of some of the tracking capabilities that it has, the eye tracking. Chris Cox says, I don't understand why a developer would want to develop something for a product that isn't going to be consumer ready for a long time. Chris Cox also says, when it is released to the consumer, it will still be well over $1,000. So a very niche product. Supersonic is saying, I don't like the fact that the people who tested it, they don't get to show their gameplay, just showing clips of what the company made. Apparently it's like impossible to show the gameplay the right way, is what Magic Leap is saying. So it's kind of interesting. Kev Gret says, who is this product being marketed to? Basically, this product right now is being marketed to companies that are involved in AR and VR, and they want to get in on the ground floor. They look at this as an investment in the future of their company. And so, for example, think of somebody like Survios that, you know, they released Electronauts yesterday. They're making a name for themselves in VR with raw data and Sprint Vector and Electronauts and Creed and all of this stuff, right? Well, a company like Survios, they might want to be involved in AR as well, because they see both of these fields being the future of entertainment over the next 20 years. We're in the dinosaur ages of this, guys, is what we have to remember. These are the dinosaur ages. This is the Atari 2600 age of this kind of stuff. 20 years from now, this stuff is going to look so ridiculously prehistoric. And a company like Survios or a company like Vertigo Games, even though they're VR, they're a VR company, they might want to set aside some programmers and start working on these things and lay the foundation, because we know Apple is going to have a product in this category sooner or later. Google, despite the fact that they have a major investment in Magic Leap, they're going to have their own product that is 100% them. We're going to see more and more of these products. This is the very beginning. This is Atari 2600. You know, so there's another video that Magic Leap released, another official trailer. Really, I think there's only 2 that came out from Magic Leap. I'm going to go ahead and roll the other one. We'll hear some sound and check it out real quick. Let's check this one out. This does look pretty sweet, like this little demo here. Like that looks pretty good. That looks kind of cool too. If it really looks like that. So yeah, that was the other demo that was released. And you know, some of these visuals are pretty good. It's kind of like an underwater thing that is going on in your living room. We've seen a lot of this footage and a lot of the other videos that are coming out, because basically everybody is taking, you know, they're taking some of this footage, they're mixing it in, all these little fish swimming around. We can see the Magic Leap 1 on this lady's head. Like, the one thing that we are seeing today is we're seeing the Magic Leap 1 device on a lot of different people's heads. And I think that's good. Honestly, remember when I first saw Magic Leap 1, I thought it was one of the most ugliest things ever. I thought it looked really dumb and kind of bug-eyed. And you know that one picture of the Mad Hatter, Johnny Depp, or Willy Wonka, the Willy Wonka picture, you know, where Johnny Depp is wearing those glasses. You know, I kind of joked about all of that. The one thing I'll say is all these Magic Leap videos that I've seen today with all these regular people having Magic Leap 1 on their head, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it looked. It looks a hell of a lot better, as far as I'm saying. As far as I thought. I mean, it looks a lot better on people's heads. Okay, Chris Cox, I wonder how the investors are feeling at this point. Jim Hall says, odd thing is, I'm on the East Coast and hearing this news on your show first. Nothing showed up in my YouTube feed or any of my tech news emails. Just weird. Crunchy says, I was having breakfast and just got home. Jason H says, this could be like playing Pong on a oscilloscope. Mame fan, Justin checking in. Anth, what price would make you buy? Ah, man. Well, see, for me, the problem with buying a Magic Leap right now is what exactly are you going to be able to do with it? Now, if they had, like, if they literally had like 10 little game experiences, like if they had a collection of things, you can make an argument that it might be worth it to buy one of these things just for the novelty of being one of the first people to be able to experience it and try out a handful of games and experiences. The problem is, if somebody orders one of these right now and they get it home, I mean, they get it, do you know that somebody actually delivers this? Like, I was reading a story where there's this other company, they deliver the Magic Leap to you. They actually bring it over to your house. Like, there's people, like almost like a geek squad, that walks you through using a Magic Leap. So it doesn't just arrive in a box from UPS and you do it all yourself. There's actually this other company. I've read a bunch of articles today, so it's all kind of blending in right now. Dr. Freeman, yeah, I really don't understand what is so impressive about Magic Leap. Right now, it's a waste of time. Roy Schwartz, cheers. Hello, y'all. What is up? The frame rate looks poor sometimes, very jittery. That's something else that Addie Robertson talked about. She said it was a little bit jittery in certain spots. Kev Gret just read you can't use this with glasses. Yeah, you need prescription inserts, which that is going to be an issue that Magic Leap is going to continue to have to deal with. These look like they are taken with an external camera instead of from the wearer's view. Yeah, there's problems in capturing Magic Leap footage, apparently. At least that's what Magic Leap is talking about. But I'm going to throw on one of these. Actually, you know what? Let me throw on. I made a little montage of some different images that are all relatively new. These are brand new images that I've just seen for today. I haven't seen these images before. So there we have a red Magic Leap 1. We're seeing a side shot of the Magic Leap 1. It does have the 2 wires that come off of it. We see all the sensors up there, but we're getting some very clear, clean pictures of the headset. You can see all the padding. It looks incredibly comfortable, and that is something that a lot of people said, extremely comfortable. Here is a picture that shows the light pack. It shows the control. It shows the Magic Leap 1 headset itself, and here we're seeing the inside of it. You can see the 2 screens in there. You can see the FOV. That is the FOV. So this is basically HoloLens. There's no fiber optic projectors. That is the box. You know, the whole spaceman with the balloon and the whale. You know, they're very much going with that. So it is a retail box. You get some really nice foam there. You get a sticker, it looks like. And these are probably, oh, those are all the different nose pieces. And this is how we open it up in the back for adjustment for the size. I believe there's a couple different sizes of Magic Leap 1. That, of course, is the light pack that goes in your pocket. Now, on the good side, a lot of people that have done these videos have said once they snap that on their pocket, they completely forgot about it. Although Addie, she did mention that she felt some heat on her leg at one point. So, because it is dissipating heat. So we're just checking out that those are the jellyfish again that we've seen in this new video. Obviously looking very different from the other jellyfish that we saw. It looks very more of a simple polygonal structure. Kev Gret says you have to get it with white glove service to set it up. Yeah, apparently they're now. Does that come with the $2,295? Does that come with the $2,300 price? Is that part of the reason it is $2,300? Maybe they could have priced Magic Leap at that magic $1,900, $2,000 exactly, but then they would just be shipping a box to you, and they feel like someone has to walk you through all of this. Okay, so this is the NBA thing. We remember Shaq. Shaq was saying, I saw LeBron, he was right there on my table. Well, is it just LeBron by himself, like a video that is being done? Like, I'm a little bit disappointed with like some of this NBA stuff. Now, I heard that TV screen basically that's being placed in your view, that it is clear, it does look good, and so you can have these multiple screens. And then we're back to the red Magic Leap 1, the burgundy-ish Magic Leap 1. There's also one that is kind of orangish in color. Let's see what else people are saying. Tom Lloyd, I have a code that gives me $30 off a $2,300 system, and in 6 months it'll arrive right after real companies with real products will be played with actual products. Falling Black Snow is in the building as well. I am kind of disappointed in the field of view of Magic Leap. Maybe better wait for HoloLens 2. Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I continue to say about this is it's good news that this is out there. This gets out there. Pressure is on Microsoft to some degree, although Microsoft is probably laughing a little bit that Magic Leap doesn't have like any kind of killer app that they're showing off. They don't really have the press ranting and raving about this thing. It does seem to be a bit subdued. Jay Pace says, I have a huge planet-sized head. Okay, he's in the Mark Cuban, O.J. Simpson category, and sometimes have trouble finding helmets that fit me when I go to batting cages, etc. However, if this fits Shaq's melon, it should fit my head too. Yeah, Jay, all you have to do is order the jumbo size. It's the Mark Cuban Special Signature Edition. Falling Black Snow, just wait a bit longer. As soon as Apple starts with AR glasses, the whole market will change. Hussein X says, surprised to see you live now. Yeah, this is just a little Magic Leap special that I'm doing. Last night, I announced, well, see, actually, why don't we back this up? Let's back this up. Let me change this trailer here, and I'll show you. So how did all of this start? So last night, Roni Abovitz did this tweet with this little spaceman guy, okay? And so that was the first thing that we saw on the Magic Leap subreddit. And as we know, Roni Abovitz has said he was going into radio silence. And I knew this guy would not be able to stay off Twitter that long. So I knew the launch was this week. I knew it. I thought Tuesday. They went Wednesday because of the 8/8/2018, blah, blah, blah. So they went for the hype there. But I knew Roni couldn't stay off Twitter very long. And so he tweeted this last night at a certain point. And when we saw this tweet, we knew it's on. It's on, folks. This is going to happen. Then the other thing that happened is if you went to the Magic Leap website, like if you just went to magicleap.com, it had this image on the Magic Leap website, except it was animating and it had smoke, like the rocket was getting prepared for liftoff. So that's what we saw last night. So everybody knew this was going to happen today. What we didn't know, and everybody knew it was going to happen at 8:08 a.m. What we didn't know was, would it be Eastern time, Pacific time, or what? And I knew it was probably going to be Eastern. I just didn't want to wake up at 5 in the morning. Hussein X says, I assume this is Magic Leap dedicated with an episode later. Yes, I still plan on having a regular daily vlog live. This is just a special little Magic Leap launch type of thing, just a live stream for us to jump in, talk a little bit. Ray Delatorre says, more Magic Leap talk. Yuck. Yeah, a lot of people just don't like Magic Leap. Kev Gret just checked, and the $2,295 price, $2,300, it does include the white glove service. It'd be kind of cool if they gave you the option $2,000 straight up, no white glove service whatsoever. I think I could come to grips with it, but they're thinking about Joe Schmo. You know, they're thinking about Sally Walmart. Sally Walmart needs that white glove service. Tom Lloyd says, they promised the lens itself was showing the image at first. Now it's looking like HoloLens tweaked enough to use the same patents, basically. Jim Hall says, wonder if AR VR developers are excited about this. Seems consumers, not so much. I'm still excited. I still want to try it. Now, would I drive, you know, cross country to check this? Like, you know, I'll go to, let's see, which one was this? Okay, this is the Magic Leap Create video. I already did this one. Okay, let me I'll throw on a different trailer up in here. One sec, folks. Would I drive up to San Francisco to check this out? Like, you know, I will. Here's another video. So we see it again. This is on a regular person's head, and they're experiencing these kinds of demos. This guy's talking about it. I do think that looks super cool. Like, that does look super cool. Let's not just throw the baby out with the bathwater here. This guy is standing in a living room environment. They're showing the retail box. We see the nice, beautiful foam. You know, Plantation, Florida, some stock footage. Okay, there's Magic Leap's office. Looks kind of cool. They spent a ton of money on everything. They got 1,500 employees. There's the price tag, 2,300 smackaronis. Now, when you're seeing these rooms, they're not dark. So a lot of people was saying, oh, these rooms are going to be super dark. Like, I remember Carl Gutag on the Magic Leap subreddit was saying all the rooms are going to be really, really dark. That doesn't look that dark to me. But I've heard that too much light is a problem, and then darkness is a problem as well. There needs to be light. Magic Leap 1 is an additive display. Let's see what this guy's saying for a sec.
Have little displays, if you can make them out, that are using the light field technology that creates those holographic projections that allow you to see the real world and see things projected on top of it. There are speakers inside in the band which handle 3D audio, and pretty well done, actually. The only thing I've tried that's been like that has been Oculus Go, but this is projecting in a room while you're still listening to everything else that's in the room. Yeah, the sound is very seamless to the position of things, and it actually really helps find where things are. So I'm finding as I move around, cues to where I need to look start happening in audio, and then I know that maybe something's over there that I might have missed. The band is adjustable.
Yeah, so one of the things that I've have heard in regards to Magic Leap 1, I heard the audio really is really impressive. Like, the 3D audio that they're doing is very impressive. And it's interesting because the way it sits on your head, it's not very close to your ears, really. But they must have designed it in such a way that they kind of know where your ears are going to be and how to send that audio to your ears, so it kind of has this, and you can see, look, it's totally wireless, completely untethered. I mean, you have the one wire going from the light pack to the headset itself. You got the one hand controller, but you really can walk around your environment freely, which is nice. There's a light pack right there. It does generate some heat. You know, I don't want to throw this thing into the trash quite yet. Let's see, what else are people? Ray Delatorre. AR looks pretty cool, but it's way too early. I think in 5 years it will be great for the average consumer. That's true, Ray, but here's the thing. I say that we're on the cusp of this thing. We get to see stuff. We're into this stuff. So for me, I want to see this stuff early. I want to see it before everybody and their mom gets their hands on it, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. Is it too early? Yes. AR is probably like 3 to 4 years behind VR. You know, so it's behind. AR is behind. It's going to take a while for AR to catch up, but AR is going to be very powerful. Falling Black Snow says, wait, do you need the controller or does it also support hand tracking? It does support a limited suite of hand gestures. The controller is 6 degrees of freedom. Peach Shirey says, just a bit too much for me. I would go in if it was $1,500-ish. My daughter would love this, but at that price, I will just wait till they get closer to 1K. Viarium says, when and where will we be able to try this? And I haven't heard that yet. Again, I need to read all these different stories. Honestly, I got up at like 7:20, was grabbing a bunch of these videos, read a couple of things, saw the price, saw some information, but I have to go back, read all of these stories word for word, you know, really understand what they're talking about here. Wired has a story, you know, Engadget, The Verge, CNET, CNN, all kinds of different people have stories on this. And so I do want to, there's an example of the field of view. They're kind of giving you an idea here of the field. Let's listen to what he's saying.
Can disrupt the illusion. I also got to try Magic Leap's Create app, which is an art toolkit that allowed me to paint in the air and also drop dinosaurs and knights and other cartoon things and have them run around the room. Also, this headset didn't work with my glasses. I needed contacts, and anyone who tries it will need special prescription lenses to pop.
Oh, there's the inserts.
I wear glasses, and so they were kind enough in the demo version that I saw today to take into account my prescription, but that will be the same for other people who are buying this headset when it comes out. And if you're wondering how it feels and fits on your head, I have to say it's pretty good. They spent a lot of time figuring out the weight distribution. So it slides over your head, and you pull out in the back to adjust to your head size, and you wear it tilted up. And if you've tried other VR gear, you know that it can be very heavy in the front and pull your head down a little bit, and that's not what happens here. They actually are going to have 2 sizes of this headset based on the distribution of how far your eyes are set apart.
Oh, so they're talking about IPD there as far as the 2 sizes. But yeah, you know, we continue to hear that it is comfortable. Jay Pace says, wonder if Oculus and Facebook will jump into AR market. Yeah, they've already jumped. They have at, what is it, Facebook Future Labs or whatever it's called. They already have a complete AR team. Like Facebook realizes they made that huge investment in Oculus, bought Oculus for $2 billion. But they know that AR is a big deal as well. And so Facebook is not going to allow Magic Leap and HoloLens and anybody else to run away with a potential AR market when AR is much more likely to replace smartphones than anything else. This would be the next chance for any company to get in on the ground floor of the next revolution in like human technology that we use all the time every day. This is a dinosaur. What we're looking at here, Magic Leap 1, you look at this gigantic thing that's kind of on this person's head. It's big, but this is the beginning. You know, this is the beginning. It's going to get smaller and smaller. It's going to get more like sunglasses. And absolutely, Facebook has to be in on that. They would be insane not to. Airman 929565. I wonder how they're going to sell. I can't imagine they're going to go nuts at that price. Yeah, this isn't really, even though technically it is available, and I guess if you have $2,300, I guess you could buy it. Has anybody like looked into the actual purchasing process? I'm sure there's some other little things that have to go with it. Somebody was saying you have to live in a certain city. Yeah, Jay Pace is saying that unless you're in a handful of cities in the USA that this rollout is for. Or are you mistaking that with like the AT&T demos that are in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Chicago, Boston, and where else? Atlanta. That's the AT&T demos, which I think are coming later this year. Like, I don't think you're going to be able to get a demo of Magic Leap 1 anytime soon. But let me go ahead and throw on there. I have a different Magic Leap trailer, probably. Somewhere, maybe. Let me go back over here. Okay, we'll check this one out. So this is a CNN guy. And so here we're seeing another guy wearing this Magic Leap headset. He's talking about how it hopes to replace smartphones and all of that. But we are getting a good idea of how it looks on different people's heads, different people walking around using them. They're talking about the investors there, but yeah, this guy's trying it out. This is CNBC showing maybe some of the different sizes there. Todd Haselton, CNBC technology product editor, he's talking about it. There's that red one. And we're kind of seeing all the same demo footage, but you know, he's walking around this living room, pretty bright rooms. The rooms are pretty bright. So I think the fear of having like this really, really dark room, I think that was overblown. Let's see what he's talking about for a minute.
And suddenly you see a digital world on top of the real world around you. Magic Leap uses what it calls digital light fields and software to create 3D images that are supposed to appear to exist in the real world. Magic Leap's light field technology wasn't convincing enough that I actually thought there were objects in front of me, but it did do a good job putting 3D rendered objects into the real world that weren't already there. Cameras on the headset are used to scan the room to figure out its dimensions so that it knows where to place objects. The system also includes eye tracking technology, so it knows where you're looking, as well as 3D sound, which takes into account the distance and position of the object making a particular sound. It's really hard to explain what it's like to use Magic Leap, and it's a problem that Magic Leap said it faces too. I tried several of them.
Yeah, so that's the downer here, is like all of the people that have tried it have said, see, the original hope, one of the reasons that I was so hyped in Magic Leap way back in the beginning is this idea of these fiber optic projectors, these tiny projectors, like a red, green, blue fiber optic projector that was shooting light right into your freaking eye, like our eyes receive light in the real world. But that's not the product we're getting. The product we're getting is basically a HoloLens waveform. You know, it's just a HoloLens technology, but with a lot of extra tracking in a different form factor, more advanced than HoloLens, because this company, Magic Leap, this is their bread and butter. Like Microsoft has a million different things going on. HoloLens is just one tiny percentage of what Microsoft is doing, but Magic Leap, I mean, this is all they're doing. So they're putting everything into this. They've got 1,500 employees. They've had billions of dollars of investment. We're seeing HoloLens here. Now, one of the things I've heard about HoloLens, if you wear it for a long time, it starts to really wear on your head. So it'll be interesting to see if Magic Leap is that much more comfortable, if it's that much more lightweight with a distribution of weight and what have you. But yeah, the dream that I was hoping for is I was thinking we were going to have a product where I'd put this thing on and I'd look over there and I'd be like, oh my God, that looks like C-3PO. That looks like R2-D2. They're right here in my room. How freaking awesome is it? Like that was the dream, you know? And that dream's been shattered. We're not getting that dream. We're getting another HoloLens. And it's a little bit cheaper than the current HoloLens is $3,000, right? This is $2,300, so they're $700 less than HoloLens, but it didn't really work out the way we were hoping for. So let's go back up into chat. J-Pace, we're going to hand deliver the device to your doorstep and personally get you set up. Get started by checking your zip code. Nice. Delivery is available in your area. Paradise Decay afternoon. What is up, Paradise? This is just a little quick show I'm throwing together. I still hope to have a show later today. Roy Schwartz says, you reckon Noah is freaking out? Well, I'm sure Noah was up at probably 4 in the morning waiting for all of this stuff to happen, and he's probably read every tiny little story and every little detail. I wonder if Noah has put an order in. Has he put $2,300 towards this product? Tax, shipping, wow. Charles Van Nolan, it's not HoloLens. Yeah, it's not, but it's very similar in many ways. Skiva007 says, wow, early stream. Yeah, this is just, well, today is Magic Leap launch day. Even though we're not going to drive down to Best Buy and pick one of these up, technically this is Magic Leap launch day. So I just wanted to kind of jump in here, talk about this for a second. Greg's OR says, I just don't get what they use to convince investors to invest so much money. I don't know, man. It's puzzling to me. It's really puzzling to me. It's hard for me to figure that out. Like really, why? Do you know that Magic Leap, okay, $2.3 billion or whatever, but do you guys realize that right now, Magic Leap's valuation is over $6 billion? The valuation of Magic Leap is over $6 billion. Why? Why is their valuation over $6 billion? One possible explanation is that if you wanted to invest in HoloLens, you have to buy Microsoft stock to invest in HoloLens, right? Well, again, HoloLens is like a percent of a percent of a percent of Microsoft's overall business. So when you're buying a share of Microsoft, a percent of a percent of a percent of every share that you buy is actually really going towards HoloLens and how successful HoloLens and all that. So you're not really buying into HoloLens. So if you really want to invest in AR and you want to get in on the ground floor with a major AR company that is really going to try to do something, Magic Leap is a way to do it. So these companies that are investing in Magic Leap, it is 100% an investment in this AR future, where if you buy Microsoft stock, you're not investing that much in HoloLens. That's a possible theory that we could talk about. Another theory is that Magic Leap still does have those fiber optic projectors that will shoot light into your eyes, but they just haven't been able to miniaturize it. And that, like, for example, let's say we took Roni Abovitz, right? And we said, hey, Roni, no cameras, no microphones. This is off the record. Let's be real. What is the deal here, Roni? And Roni might say, look, we've got technology that will blow your freaking mind. The whale, all of that, we could do that. We could do the submarine in the middle of the street. The problem is it's this giant contraption. We were unable to miniaturize it. We got all these billions of dollars. We've got to come out with a product. We can't just be worth billions of dollars and never have a product that we can't miniaturize. So we got to do something. So what we'll do is we'll come out with this Me Too HoloLens. In the beginning, we'll start an ecosystem. We'll have people creating things, and we'll just hopefully learn how to miniaturize our real technology, and then that will be incorporated with it. We also heard they're already working on Magic Leap 2. They hope to improve the field of view of Magic Leap 2 considerably. We know that HoloLens 2.0 is supposedly coming sometime in 2019, and a lot of people feel that, well, the rumors are that the diagonal field of view of HoloLens 2.0 is a 60 degrees diagonal, where Magic Leap is 50 degrees, so it'd be another 10 degrees diagonal. It's still nowhere near like the 100 and 110 degrees that we get with VR. Roy Schwartz says he thinks Noah is getting one sent to him. Yeah, he's hoping. Charles Van Nolan, if you knew what a light field display was, you'd understand what is so appealing about actually seeing through one. You guys don't know what light fields are. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is like looking at these videos, we cannot see how cool this would probably look in person. But at the same time, we've seen all these trailers of all these people using it, and nobody, you know, I haven't seen a trailer yet where somebody was like, oh my God, it's incredible, you know, with tears in their eyes. I haven't seen that yet. You know, Addie Robertson of The Verge, she wasn't going crazy about it. So it seems to be a bit of a buzzkill, a little bit of a buzzkill here for Magic Leap. Price, I mean, the good news is it's real. It's real. So Magic Leap is not vaporware. For everybody that said this product would never get released, this is all smoke and mirrors, this is a big Ponzi scheme, well, you're wrong. Because Magic Leap is real. It is available. You can buy one. If you got $2,300, if you got some tax and shipping money to throw on there as well, you can buy yourself a Magic Leap 1 Creators Edition today. So Magic Leap is real. So that is, you know, I mean, let's give Magic Leap a little bit of credit for actually being a real product, not being vaporware. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Tessrim is checking in. Yeah, so, you know, I can bounce over. Let me check the Magic Leap subreddit to see what news they got going over there, because I'm sure people are grabbing every little tiny bit of information all around the web about Magic Leap. So I'm going to bounce over to this Magic Leap subreddit. We'll take a look. And there's like 50 different threads on the Magic Leap subreddit. The #1 thread is The Verge, Magic Leap 1 first look, Addie Robertson. So the video that I actually have on the screen right now, this is the #1 story on the Magic Leap subreddit. I'll take a look at a few of these comments here that are in. And so UCEFHD says, I finally understand why Microsoft focused so much on business implementation and didn't push consumer experiences a lot. At work, I would forgive a limited FOV to do my job easier. But as this reviewer says, talking about Addie Robertson, talking as a consumer wanting to have fun can't really get over heavily cropped images. So that was the #1 thing there. Ultimate Legacy says, you should read what Mary Lou Jepson has cooked up in the Oculus Facebook labs. They've also been ramping up their job postings for their AR division. I definitely have more trust and respect for Oculus and what they can deliver than Magic Leap. And remember, Abrash made that prediction 2 years ago. Oculus might be releasing their AR solution in just a few years. Yeah, I mean, Oculus is going to get involved in AR as well. Magic Leap CEO Ronnie Abovitz realizes that all the hype was a big mistake. I think we were arrogant, he says. That comes from the Wired.com article. One of the posts we have in the Magic Leap subreddit is only USA? Really? I'm gonna click on this. I suppose there's been nothing about it passing EU certification, so I don't know what I was expecting. Somebody says, as expected, but at least they have a reasonable reason, in-person delivery. And that should limit the scammers on eBay as well. Still sad there's no way to get it in New Zealand. Well, have fun, guys. See, there's people out there, they're willing to buy Magic Leap 1 right now, and they can't get their hands on it. So there are some people that would actually buy this thing right now. Now, they probably have a little bit more money than sense, but hey, who am I to talk? But yeah, so they're basically saying that you are limited. The limitation to specific U.S. cities makes me think you actually have to go in and pick it up. Today, the company begins to sell a $2,295 headset called the Magic Leap 1 Creator Edition in 6 U.S. cities. Somebody's reporting in, I can't order it, and I'm in Utah. I put in Salt Lake City and I was fine, you know, putting in these different zip codes and stuff. I'm in Ogden. Can I come to your house and get one? LOL, I'm in Australia and just put in a USA postcode. Yeah, so some people are trying to order this. Like, legitimate people are actually trying to order this thing. So that's funny. I couldn't do it. Let's see what this person is saying. As much as I wanted to, I had it in the cart, but I just didn't feel right with me never having experienced the FOV yet. Plus the possible 120-day wait. Oh man, so you got to wait 120 days to possibly get this thing? Okay, that is kind of lame. I mean, are you even going to get it in the year 2018? You know, if there's a 120-day wait. See, these are the little things that come out a little bit later as we get more and more info, like the little technical details. Okay, here's somebody that says they ordered theirs. Yeah, go and judge me. But what I want to know is, how can I get the red one? Yeah, or the orange one looks really sweet too. So this guy actually ordered one. I want the red Magic Leap is what he's saying. So yeah, that's what's going on the Magic Leap subreddit. I will have to read through all of this stuff to get more information on it. Let's see what they're talking about in this trailer here.
It doesn't have the kind of breakthroughs we've all been waiting for. Or if it does, they're still hidden somewhere in Plantation, Florida.
The Magic Leap 1 Creator Edition is only shipping to buyers in the US right now. It costs $2,295. And even though I was sort of disappointed, I really do hope it turns out well.
Magic Leap is supposedly building goggles that can change people's perception of reality. In the last few years, it's become one of the most mysterious...
So yeah, Addie, you know, Addie had to be that Debbie Downer and bring us all down with her reality. But you know what? I trust Addie like I trust the guys at Tested. She is reasonable, you know. She looks at the bright side of things, but she also recognizes the downsides. Kev Gretz says, a fool and their money. Well, you know what, Kev? A lot of these people, they're willing to throw $2,300 at this. They can't be fools to have all that money. A fool and their money soon part. These guys have money. They're not fools. Some people just have a hell of a lot more money than we do, and $2,300 is like not a big deal. They can order this and try it out. You only live once. You know, everybody will say, hey man, I could walk in the middle of the street today, get hit by a bus, I'm dead, I'm gone, I no longer exist. Let me enjoy myself now. Let me buy a Magic Leap 1 right now. Stephen McDougall says, I think Apple will make an awesome product that will blow the competition out of the window. Jim Hall says, we'll have to wait for Apple to step in and take it mainstream. They'll make it thinner and cool, and the Apple sheep will buy it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to be awesome when Apple gets into this game as well. I mean, seeing that on Addie Robertson's head, it is cool to see this on regular people's heads, and it doesn't look that crazy. You know, so that's good news there. But yeah, when Apple gets involved, it's going to be really nice, but Apple will be late to the game. Like, Apple will take their time. Apple is not in any kind of rush. So Apple will let Magic Leap and Microsoft do the heavy lifting initially. They will continue to work on stuff in their labs, but this arrival of Magic Leap, it does put a tiny bit of pressure on these other companies, because what Magic Leap is trying to do is they're trying to build their ecosystem, they're trying to build their brand, and then they just hope to continue to release more and more of these like every 2 years they're probably hoping to come out with a new Magic Leap that will have a bit more field of view, a bit more technology added in, but they have that ecosystem, they have that name brand recognition. Orlor says, just because you have a lot of money does not necessarily mean that you are smart. Yeah, I mean, certainly that. J Pace, everyone talking about Apple releasing an AR product. Since when does Apple make anything fun, game related, etc.? Maybe they'll make an AR for productivity, i.e. looking at spreadsheets equals boring. Chrono Trigger says, I've driven by the Magic Leap headquarters, was shocked what it was the first time I saw the sign. Oh, so he lives in Florida. Stephen McDougall, I agree it will be expensive, but it will blow everything away, but don't expect it soon. I believe they are talking about the Apple product. Yeah, Apple Leap Pro 6K, and it'll probably cost 6K. Roy Schwartz says, no, you live every day, you die only once. You die only once. Okay. But yeah, guys, so anyway, I'll probably go ahead and call this little episode here as a little Magic Leap launch special, kind of anticlimactic, you know. I was hoping we might see the real version of Dr. Gordbort's. Unfortunately, we never got that. That was a bit disappointing, because I really wanted to see, and what I really want to see too is like somebody do a comparison video where they have the old Dr. Gordbort's side by side with the new Dr. Gordbort, so we can see what they thought it was going to be and what it actually turned out to be. We didn't get that. Lots more information about Magic Leap will start to leak out over the coming days, coming weeks, coming months. I'm going to pour over all this information and look at some of the details. I still plan to have a live stream later today at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. It'll be a normal VR show. We might mention Magic Leap. I might bring up a couple of Magic Leap tidbits from stuff that I've read about in the coming hours when I start to dig into some more of these details. But just wanted to hop on there and talk about this. Skiva007 says, let's not get too depressed. It's the beginning of a new era. I agree with that. I still want to try Magic Leap. I'm still excited to try Magic Leap. I still want to drive to San Francisco and get a demo of Magic Leap at the AT&T store in San Francisco where they will have demos of this available. I still believe you got to put this thing on your head and you got to look through it with one of their tailor-made experiences. And I still think there's going to be some really cool stuff going on here, but we do have HoloLens, you know, and this just doesn't seem to be that much different than HoloLens. So that's probably the biggest Debbie Downer of the whole thing. $2,300 is not exactly a drop in the bucket either. But anyway, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this little stream, this little Magic Leap launch special. And once again, I'll be back later today, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. So I'll see everybody then. Take it easy. Later.